Hello, my name is Kyle Hirschfeld, and let me start by saying that historians must be committed to a faithful reconstruction of the past from primary sources, and that is what I have committed to do with my research paper. The topic of my research paper, I'm analyzing the effects of regionalism and denominational differences within Christianity on the United States position on war intervention over the course of World War I. My overall question is, how did reactions within various Christian circles across the United States toward early participants in World War I and potential U.S. participation in World War I represent the values of different Christian denominations within the United States? So to break it down a little bit more simply, I want to know how different denominations felt about going into war in Europe. So I found a few different articles that I thought were very interesting from the time. One was by a man named Hall Caine. It's entitled Wastage of War, Appalls, Hall Caine. It's from the New York Times in 1917. It discusses Caine's viewpoint. He is a novelist, a speechwriter, and he is from Great Britain. Within his article, Caine uses biblical language alongside characters from the Bible to condemn the United States for their entrance into World War I. Caine himself does not declare whether or not he is one denomination or the other, but I find him interesting because he is condemning the war on the grounds that so many people are dying, there's no possible way that God could have possibly made this, condoned this war in the first place. Another one that I thought was interesting was entitled Sin of Ingratitude, which is an analysis of the president of the Mormon Church, B.H. Roberts, at the time he was the president of the Mormon Church. Within this sermon, Roberts condemns the European war, saying that it was brought about by intellectuals, thinkers, and writers, and that really, if they had just been good Christians, war could have been averted all the way around, and that Mormonism is the way to avert that war. Lastly, I wanted to look at, someone who thought of the war in a more positive light. So I looked at a collection of letters by a woman named Agnes Repplier, which were collected by George Stuart Stokes in The War and After 1914 and 1919. Repplier, she was known as the Lady of Letters, and she was a prolific essayist and writer over the course of her life. Her letters concerning World War I and its effects on the American populace were pretty interesting because she, instead of being appalled by war, says it's the Christian duty to go and stop Germany's advance into nations that couldn't defend themselves, such as Belgium. So all of this combined is what I'm looking to bring into my paper. I've collected probably 20 sources total, and I believe that I've got a good representation of those who are for war versus those who are against war, and I've got a good representation of a few different denominations as well. So I feel like I'm on a good path with this particular assignment, but any feedback that you guys could give me, I would very much appreciate. Thank you very much, and sorry to say this is my last video, but thanks for sticking with me through the course, and good luck.